checking that we're traffic free. So one of the queries sometimes is, what do I get at consultation when people come for an implant consultation? And we tend to ask for about an hour of your time when you come and see us. So there's a decent amount of protected time to make sure that we can look after you. The idea of the consultation is that we can do a full assessment and answer any questions and queries, and just get you sort of fully up to date with the whole process. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at is any questions that you may have, any concerns, hopefully alleviate any worries that you may have, and we'll discuss that and what you're really looking for. What is it that you want, and to make sure that we can help you out, because there are the rare circumstances where we might not be able to help you, but in general usually we can. What we'll then talk about is the alternatives, the success rates of the alternatives, and whether they might be more suitable for you or not, just avoiding any cars. And then other aspects of the care that we will be looking at are the success rates. So we'll talk about the success rates and the failures. We'll also address the other aspects of implant care. So we talk about augmentation and the different types of augmentation that you may or may not need. That's where sometimes we need to add bone if you're missing bone. We also often undertake what's called a 3D scan. But when I talk about a 3D scan, I'm talking about an intraoral scan. So that's a scan of the inside of your mouth. So we're looking at the teeth, the shapes, the sizes, the shape of the space. And on occasions, what we can do with that scan, it's like a little photograph effectively, but in 3 dimensions. And we can look at that, and that assists us in the planning process. So in the past, what you may have had is you may have had sort of alginates, what we call impressions taken, where they put some jelly in the mouth. But instead of that, we've got a little optical scanner, and we use that. So it's a bit more comfortable. And also that gives us a digital impression that we can relate and send to the lab and use. And if we need to, we can take a 3D CBCT scan. So this is like a more detailed X-ray. In fact, it's a 3-dimensional X-ray of the areas. And that enables us to make sure that we're looking at the anatomy in careful detail. So in your lower jaw, you have a nerve that runs down there. In the upper jaw, you've got your sinuses. We're looking at the width and the height of the bone. So those are the little things that we're looking at. We then do a very detailed examination of your oral health, your mouth. We're looking at any evidence of gum disease. Obviously, we've checked your medical history to make sure that that's okay and there's nothing concerning for us there. And then once we've had a look at all of those aspects and we've got that detailed history, we then disappear and we write you, and I'm just going to stop for a second so you can hear me okay. And we'll jot down in large detail, specific to you, a treatment plan and a consent form that's specific to your wants and needs, that just sort of highlights and goes over the consultation that we've had, gives you an idea of the costings to expect, and also what the processes are and the timelines that we're looking at. And that's essentially what we get for you when you come and see us and have a consultation.